Mics are hot. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Cave. Today I have the pleasure of being with
Garrett Panno.
Welcome. So how this is going to go, just getting a little insight on your thoughts on CrossFit, your background as an individual in fitness, and then kind of navigating through how this has helped you mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever you want to bring up. We're just going to hear from you.
Sure.
So why don't you go ahead and start by telling the people and the listeners who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
Sure. So name's Garrett Panno, Dr. Garrett Panno. I've known Mitch since 2020, when I was 30 pounds lighter.
Couple marathons here and there.
A couple marathons here and there. And he still had some hair on
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the breakup text of RMC.
You'll have to get Sam on here soon.
Yeah, so that way he could be properly broken up with.
Yep.
But I've had a practice here as a chiropractor in Mequon for the past 6.5 years. I'm on my way out. I'm moving to Michigan, but along that time, I think I joined and started doing CrossFit with you in July of 2020.
Sounds about right.
It was still COVID era, but it was definitely summertime. And so, since joining and meeting you then, and you started being my coach at that point, I haven't looked back on how CrossFit has been part of my life, and how I view things. And personally, also just over the past 6.5 years, I've grown a lot as a person. And I think part of that growth is because of CrossFit and the gym, the community, and how this methodology has pushed me in different ways. So I'm very thankful for everything that you have done for me personally, and the fitness that I've gained, but also the lessons learned along the way, man.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
It's crazy to think that it's been that long.
I know.
And it sucks to see that you're leaving. I mean, we had talked about it obviously for a couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
So is this more of like a send-off for you than anything with our community?
Yeah.
So let's start down the line back in 2020. What was your thoughts before walking into a CrossFit gym? Because what was your background prior to that fitness?
It was a lot of running, just traditional strength training, some bodybuilding and powerlifting background. Never like competed in anything per se, but that's just how I trained with those types of splits. And when I moved here in 2020, we'll call it January 2020.
Moved back, right?
Moved back, yeah. I went to Marquette University, and so I lived here for 3-4 years. And when I came back, I wanted to join a community of something. And prior to my knowledge, CrossFit, I knew that CrossFit seemed to get good results. And obviously, heard, you can get injured in CrossFit. But I was like, well, probably like anything, it just depends on the coach, depends on the box, whatever the heck that was called. I didn't like the terminology of things. And so my background was of health and fitness, as a mid 20-something-year-old at that point. But I had never really dropped into any kind of gym. And I think actually before committing to you at the old facility, I tried another CrossFit gym, and this just worked out really, really well. And I've loved your philosophy and how you've programmed, which is why I've continued to be a partner with you, because I trust in how you do things. But jumping ahead, my experience was mostly running and powerlifting and just that type of meathead methodology. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right. Then going off of the kind of the philosophy that we have here and the framework that we do, did you notice a transition in kind of how you planned out your week for fitness, or was it just something that kind of meshed a little bit better? Obviously, being in a demanding, hands-on profession, has there been anything that you needed to kind of tailor differently to help you with your profession, or was there an opportunity for you to kind of just like feel the functionality behind it and just kind of roll with what punches are kind of laid out, I guess you could say?
It was when I joined, admittedly, I remember feeling frustrated because I was like, okay, like the classes work these 2 or 3 times a week. I'm going to be doing my running, maybe do my own stuff. And I remember feeling frustrated because I had my own goals that I had created prior to CrossFit, of running and things like that. This is very initially. And coming the 2 times a week, and then maybe barbell, at the time, I was missing a lot of the programming. And I remember you were like, well, that's because you're not coming in. I was like, well, who said? I didn't think I had to come in the whole entire time. And I remember feeling frustrated with that. But that being said, as you grow through things and experience it. There have been times where I've been like fully locked into the program and the blocks. And then now since then, I've learned on how, okay, well, your leg days are probably here. This is the dynamic day. This is the more strength-based day. And I've learned when I do have different goals on how to supplement my life with how things are typically programmed. And through that, just experience of it, it's cohesively been really well and worked out really well. And for me, I need to be physically active and dynamic with my work, working with people. Every time I give an adjustment as a chiropractor, that reaction force I put into somebody's body is coming back into my own joints. And so knowing a lot of my own warm-up stuff I do now on my own, it's been because of what I learned here. And I when I do work out myself or I travel and go to a commercial gym, I'm like, okay, well, let me do 3 rounds. What kind of warm-up should I do? And I kind of piece it together that way. So the things I've learned here, I can immediately take into my life as a practitioner, and I've learned how to use the facility in my life with, whether it be just goals that would coincide with CrossFit or the goals I have outside of CrossFit.
Yeah.
So it's worked out really well.
That's good.
Yeah.
I totally lost train of thought because there was a point that you said in the beginning of that spiel you just gave that really kind of resonated with my question that came off the dome, and now I forgot about it. But we'll come back to it. Hopefully it'll come back to me. Is there any specifics that you think this gym has given you or CrossFit overall has given you in your daily life? I know it's kind of what we were just talking about, but would you say that it's impacted, the relativeness of you being able to do daily activity at home?
Sure. I think it's given me the tools.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of saying, and not just even warming up on my own if I go to my own gym, but I think it's given me the tools of a lot of what I preach inside my own practice and supplementing my own knowledge of, I have this thing going on, let me just kind of stop it and do some slow seal presses in the language of the gym or whatever else, and keeping me accountable of doing something every day, and finding ways to move functionally every day. So the specifics would be probably just it's another layer of commitment and reinforcing into how I already view the world of move well, move often, prepare to move, even if you got nothing big going on. And even like today, I did after I ran outside of the gym, I did a 5-minute cool down, kind of stretch thing, warm up thing that is pretty comparable to the gym here. So, yeah.
So then now I think it just came back.
There we go.
So with your daily lifestyle, right? When I first met you, after you would work out, you would do specific movements that would help adjust you, or you would help with adjustments and movements, right? So have those practices that you've done become such a mental repetition that you don't do those anymore because of the functionality that we give you?
I think, 100%.
Yeah.
So, what you're talking about for anyone listening, there were specific movements of imitating what an adjustment looks like. So if anyone looked what an adjustment is, if you don't know, can't visualize it, and you YouTube watch adjusting videos, but I would mimic those type of movements to get my body primed and ready.
Yeah.
And when we met each other, that was within my first year of practice.
Absolutely.
And so I was really trying to get the motor pattern of my brain to develop power and force, as well as be safe and have good ergonomics while I do it. And so now, 6.5, 7 years into my practice at this point, I don't do those very often because, like you're saying, both my practice is at a place where I don't need to, but I do so much functional movements that I'm already doing those things. And I'm doing that movement in the office with people, but then I'm doing the warm-up and the maintenance of my own body here at the gym too. So it coincides with what I need to do for my body, my physicality, just by showing up. I don't even need to think about it anymore.
Yeah. And this is kind of perfect. So backtracking a little bit, when you first started, you went 3 times a week, and you were trying to figure out and navigating what kind of days you needed to come so you didn't feel like you were getting stuck, right? Have you noticed, or for people that don't know, and hey, I just want to come because it only fits 3 times a week in my schedule. Would you say that you're still going to get a very good workout, or is it, hey, you have to come and commit 6 days a week and that's how it goes?
You can definitely get progress and a great workout if you're doing 3 days a week, well, even 2 days a week. You'll get your ass
handed to you a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But it's almost more fun, more enjoyable when you are doing 4 times a week or 5 times, because you're in it. You see how the days lead into one another, and that ability, that extra gear to push yourself on the skier or to try one more rep in the last 4 seconds is easier to achieve when you're doing it more often. So I think, there have been seasons where I've done it like 6 days a week, and that's still, my goal is to work out 6 days a week between here and outside. But right now I'm averaging like 4, but it's between 3 days during the week and Saturday. But it's that you don't need the high volume in the gym to get the workout in and to get the benefit in by any means. You'll find it's more fun and you can find a way, and maybe things end up shifting and you are coming more often.
And then you get to talk more smack to your friends because you're beating them by a kilo or whatever it might be, a second or two.
The donut always is the victor.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. Oh, you came at 5. Well, I'm going to go at 6, and I'm going to beat you by a pound or a kilo or 2 or whatever it might be. And that's the fun of it.
Look at you, Joey.
Yeah. Suck it, dude. Now, we'll wrap it up with this question. Yeah. Obviously, we know you're moving on to bigger and better things with the wife, and congratulations is definitely in order. I'm happy for you guys. I'm proud of you guys. Yeah. It's going to be a whirlwind. So one thing, we'll make it specific just to CrossFit Woolly Mammoth. What's one thing about this gym that makes it more than just a gym for you? Big one to finish with.
Yeah, that's a big one. I started out with the gym and working out with you with the idea of, if you can do this hard thing, you can do anything. And for me, just even like the anxiety of conquering things like sending an email that some people get really anxious about, right? Or just having confrontation in any kind of way. And so when I started out, that was like a big thing. If I could do this, especially early in the day, the rest of the day is cake. But for me, it's, especially at a time where so much growth has happened in my life, it's continued to reinforce and the benefit of walking away. Why this is more than a gym, because it's facilitated growth in myself. It's facilitated the ability to go the extra mile, figuratively, and unless you're Grant, who gets lost in a 5K, more miles. I'm throwing shade. I'm on my way out.
Yeah, we're throwing bombs at everybody right now.
But figuratively going the extra mile, and that translates to how I hold conversations with my family, the kind of man and husband I want to be, and the kind of practitioner I want to be. And when you're tired, it's easy to not go that little extra effort, even when you know you should, but you can justify it not, and they'll understand or whatever else. For me, this is more of a gym because of every aspect, from the programming to the community to yourself, the consistency, and doing it over and over and over again has enabled me to grow, that it's easier to be the person I know I am inside myself and show that to the world. Not that I need to show it to the world, but because that's what I want to give to the world. And so I'm able to grow and give more to the world because partly what this facility has helped me grow into. So with that, for CrossFit Woolly Mammoth and you yourself as a coach, I'm super grateful, man.
Well, I'm grateful for you, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been a wild thing. You think about it, where we were, right?
Yeah.
You've just started your practice. I mean, we connected on a lot of different realms in fitness, and that kind of moved into both of us having teeth issues, right? From there, getting to know each other just so well that we're at each other's birthdays and weddings, and having your wife come here, fiance at the time, and getting her butt kicked by the Echo bike, her saying that she's never coming back. But we chose a day that was specific to powerlifting because she liked it.
And she loved it, by the way. She absolutely loved it.
At the moment, she did not. No. I thought we were both getting killed.
But like when to interrupt you, if somebody drops in and it's a day like that, I went and met with her at Collectivo. She was like, "That was really fun. I wish I could go back." So anyway, continue.
But I mean, it was just like little things like that. It's it's bittersweet.
Yeah,
But like I said,
sure,
I'm
man.
I'm happy to see what's coming on for you guys and the growth in your relationships and what you can do out in Ann Arbor. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, man, and I'm excited for you. I'm sad I'm sad that I'm leaving the community. Sad I won't be able to work out with you, but also sad to see your growth too. This space, what you've built here, this is now year 4.
We're gonna be starting year 5 this week.
So you know what happens next with the facility, what happens next with you. I mean, there's great things on the horizon for yourself, for the gym, for this community, and I'm sad I don't get to experience it, but I'll be cheering on from across the
I was
lake.
just gonna say, at least we got all the technology that we
Yeah.
can kind of do and check in, and obviously across the pond or not,
Yeah.
just we're always gonna be there.
That's right, man.
So whenever you come home,
Dropping in,
you
hanging
better
out.
be here. Or
Yeah.
whenever I go visit family over there, or just you guys specifically, I'll make sure to come see
got
you
it.
guys.
You got it.
So thank you very much
course,
for
man.
talking with me today, and for those of you, we'll see you next time on Inside the Cave.
Join the cave.